Hello, my friends, my followers, my fans. How you all doing? This is Andy Martinez Jr. and this video today, I'm going to talk about how you get into real estate. That was the question I got. I got that twice this week. How I got in real estate specifically, and I'm going to take a moment to answer those questions. First of all, I want to thank you for watching. I do appreciate you, but you know what I would really appreciate? Click on that subscribe link. And if you're not following me on Instagram, do so at the Andy Martinez Jr. I would greatly appreciate that. You'd be doing me a solid. I keep making videos because I know that you want me to. All right, so how to get involved in real estate was the first question, and that came out of Nevada. And the other question is how to become a realtor, and that came actually from a friend of mine out in Hawaii. So real estate. So many amazing and different ways to get involved in real estate. There's too many to talk about, and maybe one day in the next, I don't know, over the next decade, I'll get through all the variety of ways that one can get involved in real estate. Yeah, I said one could. But I like to keep my stories personalized, so I will tell you my personal story on how I got involved in real estate. So here we go. A long time ago, when I was a little wee lad, back in Miami, Florida, my father, for those of you that don't know, Andy Martinez Sr. Yeah, you guessed it. Andy Martinez Sr., my father is a CPA, and he has a ton of other degrees and licenses and all kinds of certifications to practice all types of different accounting, forensic accounting, and things like that. Super bright guy. He also had a real estate company called Anmar. You think we have an eagle trip in my family? Andy Martinez Jr. Realty. You know, my dad's even got his own logo. It's like an A with an M and a halo, and I took it one step further. I just said, you know, I might as well just slap my face on my logo. Anyway, but I got my start working at my dad's office. You know, my dad had me in the office when I was like 5, helping him out. I remember installing a fax machine. You remember those things? I remember how excited he said. My dad said to me when he was putting that fax machine in, he said, this is gonna change everything. And I can't even find a fax machine now. Anyway, back to me, real estate, how I got involved. So I, you know, as I got older, doing odds and end jobs for my dad. He had a real estate company, and back then he also was involved with a mortgage company, and we had a title company, which is how you do closings in Florida, or at least that's how you used to. So I'd always been around real estate. I'd seen my dad practice it. My dad was never an agent, but my dad had brokers that worked underneath him. So there's that. Fast forward, I moved to Southern California and to come out here and be a big, huge movie star. And the first thing I was gonna do was get my real estate license. Why? Mainly because it's the easiest and for me, I don't wanna say it's the easiest way, but it's the entry level way that I felt like I could get involved with it. What I like about being a realtor, and especially in my market, is that you do a handful of transactions a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 transactions a year. And that pretty much in Southern California, you're gonna make more money on those 5 transactions than most people make working full-time jobs all year, period. And when I moved out here, you know, most of my friends that were pursuing the career, you know, waiters, bartenders, all those types of things. So I signed up to take my class, and back in those days, when I drove from LA, from Miami out to LA, there was no iPhone, there was no Google Maps, there was the internet. I did get to use MapQuest, and I printed out my directions. I had a flip phone where I could only talk to people after 7 p.m. when my minutes were free, and weekends. You remember that? Call me after 7, I'm down on my minutes. So I signed up for real estate school here in LA, and back then it was like a 8-week commitment. And of course I signed up for the classes. I had to physically be present, not my strength. And in the middle of my classes, I got a job on a movie called Lethal Eviction. I believe you can rent it on Amazon. If they change the name at some point to Grayson Arms, Grayson Arms. And of course, I left the class to go do my movie, and never went back. I never got my license. Never completed the course because I'm gonna be a movie star, and then I'm just gonna be an investor, and I'm gonna buy tons of property, and I'm gonna flip homes, and I'm gonna get all the buy and holds, and I'm gonna do all those things because I'm gonna use my acting money and my visibility to buy property. That was my dream, period. So, how do I put this? Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years go by, and I'm still bouncing around in between jobs. And this is turning into more of a why I became a realtor. But I'm bouncing in between jobs, going from waiter to bartender to caterer, acting job to acting job, working on a TV series. Oh, this is the show, working on a pilot, going to, pilot doesn't get picked up. Now I'm working on another show. Oh, I got another job in a movie. Oh, this movie's gonna make me a star. And then I worked on this film called American Bread, which is also on Amazon. That one you should check out. I am the lead. And it was a great film, fun film to make. And during that time, I had a friend of mine that was selling his condo, just got engaged. He was selling his condo, and then they were going to buy a property up in Studio City, which they ended up doing. Condo sold for, I think, $600,000, and the home up in the Valley, Studio City, that they purchased, I think went around for about $2 million. In total, this is one of my good friends, in total that was a $2.6 million transaction. The commission on that was, I don't know, what, $60,000, $70,000, I'm not sure. During that transaction, he was having a minor incident. There was a little thing that he wanted to do. It was something stupid. I think it was something like a lease option, which is, or a lease back option, meaning he needed a couple months to move. And he just asked me the question, and I said, oh yeah, just tell your agent that you want to ask them if you can rent the condo back from them for a couple of months. And he did, and he got that, no big deal. And then he closed the deal, and he said, I only met with that agent like one time, and that was when we were seeing the properties. He said he didn't particularly care for him, that he didn't have the charm and charisma of yours truly. And yet he still made all this money on this one deal. And my friend, who loves and adores me, he said to me, why aren't you doing this? And it just hit me hard. Why am I not doing this? I'm still bouncing around between jobs. I knew the business and enough. And things had changed, right? I didn't have to be anywhere physically anymore. I had a smartphone at the time. Things were being done digitally. So I did just that. I heeded my friend's advice. And I thought to myself, man, 70 grand would have been nice. I went out to sign up for my real estate licensing class. So, all right, so this is when I'll just get into the process. Every state is different. California, you take a class. It's 8 weeks. Now, you can do it online, and it doesn't really matter. There's different ways that I know people have gotten around the 8 weeks of having to be in a class. You'll do your own homework on that. But according to California, you have to stay in an 8-week course. The 8-week class is timed by the state. My instance, it was the moment I registered, the clock started ticking. And when I finished my class, 8 weeks has had to have been completed. It was approximately 8 weeks. During that class, I got a certificate in 3 different subjects. It was like ethics. I think it was like real estate, something, ethics, whatever the 3 books were. I forgot now. Doesn't matter. I took my 3 classes. I got my 3 certs, and then they faxed them over to the state of California, and then they sent me an email saying, congratulations, you completed your course. Now I can sit down for the state exam, which I went and did. When I completed my state course, when I completed the 8-week course, I went and I sat down for the real estate exam. It was like $60. By the way, the course at the time when I took it was like $600-$700. They're all less than $1,000, depending on where you find them. But the class, the course, the state exam was $60. I took the class, or the course, damn it. And of course, I failed it the first time. I got a 67. I think you needed a 70 to pass. I paid the $60. I came back the next day. I took the class again, and guess what? I failed it again. Damn it. Stupid, but I got a 67, so I knew it was close. The following weekend that came around the corner, I sat down. I had, and I recommend this. Take the exam, fail it. No one's gonna care. But I got a really good idea of what the type of questions were, and a lot of these questions did not pertain to my market. You know, they were talking about things that were really rural, things I really will never ever deal with, especially being here in the heart of the city of Los Angeles. But anyway, I got a good idea for my questions. Came back, I realized that a lot of them were ethics-based, so I studied that ethics book quite a bit. I went back and I got my license at the third try. Which pretty much was a piece of paper that said, congratulations, you passed. It didn't even tell me my score. And then you take that piece of paper and you are now eligible to hang your license up with a broker. Brokers, you know, you see them all around, Coldwell Banker, Keller Williams. There's a ton of them, a lot of small independent brokerages. But you, as a new licensee, you have to hang your license up with a broker. My particular broker, if you go through this process, is eXp Realty. I love them. They're super techy. It's all online. There's a lot of autonomy. Nobody really messes with me. And they have a lot of other perks that most brokerages do not offer, if they offer anything at all. eXp Realty, if that's something that interests you and learning more about, hit me up. But you hang your license up with a brokerage, and now you can start practicing real estate. You can start doing deals. Okay. The hardest part about real estate is not the transactions. It's not the negotiations, because, you know, a lot of times when you stick to the same market, you know, every deal is different. Absolutely. You're always learning things. Granted, everybody. And, you know, once you see that, you learn that the person you're negotiating opposite against is also learning things. Things always come up. Things are always new. I can't tell you how many times I've heard, we have not seen this before. This has never happened before. Blah, 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 blah. You figure it out. It gets worked out. It's not a big deal. But the hardest part of being a realtor is acquiring the deals, getting your clients, getting your name out there. I did a video talking about, I think it was something like the 3 most important things, or the most important thing to scale your business. It comes down to you. Do I know everything in my contracts? Do I know everything about every deal? Absolutely not. Do I want to? Not really. What I've done is I've put together an amazing team of really bright people and experts in their field, and those are the guys that I go to when I have issues. I try to learn as much as I possibly can. And I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly reading. I'm not listening to music at the gym. I'm listening to audiobooks, period. I'm constantly participating in events, going to seminars, and getting my education down. But at the end of the day, there's so much to learn. It's almost impossible to get it all down. So, what is the job of the realtor? Getting clients. That's really the most important part of what you're gonna do, is acquiring your clients. Now, I can talk all day about how to acquire clients and different marketing strategies and things like that I've done that work for me. As you can tell, my gear, you know, my shirts, these things are very, very helpful to get my name out there. They're also fun for me to do. And they really keep my message in plain sight of my friends and my community, because you'd be surprised, like, it's your closest friends that forget that you're a realtor, you know? It's like, I didn't forget that you were like a doctor, you know? Anyway, so the job of the realtor is acquiring new clients, period. There's no other way around it. That is really the hardest part. Now, if you have any questions based on what I've told you, and I know I've talked a lot, it's really easy. Take the test, get your license, call me up, join eXp Realty. I suggest. Do me a favor, if you haven't subscribed, let me know your thoughts. I will do a marketing video based on what I'm doing and works for me, and share that with you if you guys would like. And And best of luck to you. If this is something that you want to pursue, hey, where else can you throw a couple $1,000s into learning something and have sky's the limit money roll into your bank account? Good luck.